We're going to start Chapter 21, Lymphatic and Immune Systems. Both systems are so important for body defense. The body harbors at least 10 times as many bacterial cells as human cells. Some bacterial cells are beneficial, some are potentially disease-causing. Immune system is not an organ system, but it is a cell population that inhabits all organs and defends the body from agents of disease. Immune system is tightly connected with the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is a true organ system. It has a network of organs and lymphatic vessels to power the fluid that was left over from the venous blood. Lymphatic system can inspect the body for disease agents. It can also activate immune responses and return fluid to the bloodstream. So in this video, we're going to focus on lymphatic system. The function of lymphatic systems are listed below. The first one is fluid recovery. Fluid continuously filters through the blood capillaries into the tissue spaces. Blood capillaries can reabsorb 85% of fluid from the tissue, but there are still 15% of the blood volume being left in the tissue, and it needs to be collected by lymphatic system and they return them back to the blood to maintain the blood volume. Another function of lymphatic system is immunity. Excess filtered fluid picks up foreign cells and chemicals from the tissue. It can be removed by some immune mechanisms. Lymphatic system can also help with lipid absorption. There are some dietary lipids that are not absorbed by blood capillaries. Lacteals in the small intestine can absorb those leftover lipids. The lymphatic system is composed with lymph, which is the fluid portion, lymphatic vessel, which can transport the lymph, lymphatic tissues, which compose of aggregates of lymphocytes and macrophages, lymphatic organs, which contains defensive cells of the body and can be separated from the surrounding organs by connective tissue capsules. The first component of lymphatic system is lymph, which is a clear colorless fluid that is similar to plasma, but it contains much less protein than plasma. It is originated as extracellular fluid joined into lymphatic capillaries. The chemical composition of lymph varies in different places. The second component of lymphatic system is lymphatic vessels. Those are the capillaries that can penetrate nearly every tissue of the body. Their capillary walls of those vessels are endothelial cells. Those vessels close at one end and open on the other end. Their cells tethered to surrounding tissues by protein filaments. The gaps between cells are large enough to allow bacteria and cells to enter lymphatic capillaries. Endothelium creates valve-like flaps that open when interstitial fluid pressure is high and close when it is low. Those valve-like flaps control the direction of fluid in the lymphatic vessels. This is a picture showing the lymphatic vessels, and all the vessels have a valve that can control the direction of the lymphatic fluid. Large lymphatic vessels compose of 3 layers, just like the blood vessels: a tunica interna, tunica media, and the tunica externa. The vessels are connected with many lymphonodes. Lymphatic vessels have 2 major branches. One is the right lymphatic duct, and the other one is the thoracic duct. Right lymphatic duct will receive lymph from right arm, right side of the head and the thorax, and empty it into right subclavian vein. Thoracic ducts are very long and relatively large. It receives lymph from organs below diaphragm as well as from the left arm, left side of the head, neck, and the thorax. It empties into the left subclavian vein. Subclavian vein will collect from above 2 collecting ducts and bring the fluid back to the heart. So this figure shows the two branches of the lymphatic duct. This is the right lymphatic duct, and this is the left thoracic duct. Lymph flows under pressure, which are similar to those govern the venous return. But lymphatic system does not have a pump like the heart. Lymph will flow at low pressure, and the speed is much lower than venous blood. It will move along by rhythmic contraction of the lymphatic vessels. The skeletal muscle pump will aid the flow of the lymph. So during the exercise, the flow of the lymph will increase. Artery pulsation can also squeeze the lymphatic vessels to move the lymph along the vessels. Thoracic pump can also aid the flow of the lymph. The valves within the lymphatic vessels can prevent the flow of lymph backward. Rapidly flowing blood in subclavian veins can also increase the lymph to flow into it. In addition to lymphatic vessels, the lymphatic cells are the major components of the lymphatic systems. There are different types of lymphatic cells. Nature killer cells is the large lymphocytes that attack, destroy foreign substances such as bacteria. T lymphocyte is another type of the cells to attack the foreign substances. B lymphocyte, which is matured in bone marrow, that is another major type of defense cells. Macrophage, which are developed from the monocytes, are major phagocytic cells located within the connective tissue to swallow tissue debris, dead cells, bacteria, and other foreign matters. Dendritic cells can be found under epidermis. This type of cells can alert immune system pathogens have breached the body surface. Reticular cells can contribute to supportive tissues of a lymphatic organ. All these cells can form into lymphatic tissues. Lymphatic tissues are not the organ yet. They are the aggregations of lymphocytes in the connective tissues of mucous membranes and various organs. The cells are scattered in this type of tissues, and they can also perform the immune functions. There are 5 organs belong to the lymphatic organs. The primary lymphatic organs are red bone marrows and the thymus. Those are the major sites where T and B lymphocytes are being formed. 3 organs are secondary lymphatic organs. They are lymph nodes, tonsils, and spleens. Let's look at these organs one by one. First, primary lymphatic organ is the red bone marrow, which is involved in hemopoiesis. It's a very soft, loosely organized organ. It's like a thick blood. As blood cells mature, they push their way through the reticular and the endothelial cells to enter the sinus and flow away in the bloodstream. B lymphocytes become immunocompetent in this organ, and they can recognize and respond to foreign antigens. Thymus is a member of the endocrine system, lymphatic system, and the immune system. It's a house of developing lymphocytes. Thymus also secretes hormones to regulate body activity. It's located in the middle of the sternum and aortic arc. One of the secondary lymphatic organs is lymph nodes. Lymph nodes is the most numerous lymphatic organs in the body. In young adults, we can find about 450 lymph nodes. It serves 2 functions. One is to clean the lymph. The other one is to activate T cell and B cells. This is the structure of a lymph node. We can find the lymph node our body around the cervical area, axillary area, thoracic area, abdominal area, intestine and mesenteric area, inguinal area, and popliteal area. For example, you can see all this red lymph node around the intestine area, and you can see the lymph nodes around inguinal area. All these lymph nodes can be swollen and painful if they are facing a challenge of foreign antigens or attack of bacteria. Tonsil is a patch of lymphatic tissues located at the entrance of the pharynx. Tonsils guard against the injection and inhalation of the pathogens. Spleen is the largest lymphatic organ in the body. It has two types of tissues. One is the red pulp. The other one is the white pulp. The red pulp is a sinus gorged with erythrocytes. The white pulp consists of lymphocytes and macrophages. The function of spleen is to make sure the healthy red blood cells come and go. It will decay bad red blood cells in the spleen, and the white pulp will monitor the blood for foreign antigens and keeps the blood to be clean and healthy. Spleen is highly vascular, but is vulnerable to trauma and infection. In summary, we talk about the function and the components of the lymphatic system in this video. In the next video, we're going to talk about the immune system and its function.